Good morning and welcome to the pre-market report for 14th July 2022. Now before we dwell into pre-market, a reminder you can subscribe for the course or market related services plus quant indicators. So if interested, do WhatsApp on the number given in the information box below. Now the big news overnight is that number one, the American inflation data has risen to 9.1%. Which I believe is basically brought on a risk of a higher basis point hike in the end of July's Fed meeting. I said that as yesterday, for example, the Bank of Canada raised its interest rate by 100 basis points, while out of all the analysts who were predicting a basis point hike, only one had predicted that, and all the rest were believing it would be only about 50 to 75 basis points. But Bank of Canada went ahead and did a 100 basis points hike. Now this one, the latest inflation numbers of America are forcing the Fed to do a similar thing, as that is the only way they'll be able to control the inflation level as of now. So the likelihood of a 100 basis points hike is now very high according to me. Then the other global news is that oil again basically yesterday had a small decline, and due to economic supply risks, people believe that the oil market is on an edge. Then on the Indian economy front, the Indian economy is projected to grow by about 7.1% in the current fiscal according to Deloitte India, and the Ministry of Railways has said that they're going to be monetizing the new stations which have been refurbished using rates. So that's an interesting thing. Another positive is that most likely due to the drop in crude prices, the finance minister will have to review the windfall tax. So if she reviews that, that will be beneficial for people like Reliance. So this is an interesting thing to watch, as the international data says trouble, but if she does that, then that boosts the local big stocks like Reliance Industries. Then one thing which I saw which will affect the auto market heavily is that the entry level automobile sales are now really facing the heat, as basically people are not going in for them as they would have in the past. So if it is starting at the entry level, I expect it now to increase to the other segments, which will hurt the auto sector in the coming months, basically the next quarter. Now let's go into the charts. Now with all the bad inflation data which came, what is the interesting thing to see is that the American indexes, yes, had a fall initially, sharp fall, and they closed negative, but they managed to stay above the quant support zone. We can see the Nasdaq stayed above 11,704. Its close was above that. So now it will be very important for you see if it can manage to continue staying above 11,650. Sorry, it closed 11,704. If it can manage to keep itself above this quant support zone, then even with this negative inflation data, we will go up. If we break this support, then we are going downwards. Now the same can be said for the S&P 500. I said that also the S&P 500 opened and went slightly below the quant support zone at 3,770. After which it bounced back up and closed above it. So we are seeing that this quant support zone is very important. It stopped the decline here, and it's again stopping the decline as of now. So provided we stay above it, the American indexes are golden. The same now comes for Dow Jones. As you can see, the quant support zone saved it here. Now again here, it touched it and sprung back up. So now the coming two sessions will be very important, as we'll have to see whether it continues to hold this. If it does, then we can have a up move coming up or a continuous box run information within here. Or if it breaks this, then we'll have a quick descent to the lower support levels shown. Now then next is our local indexes. Now the Nifty yesterday we can see came back to the con support at 15,941, and now it will be interesting to see how the index handles itself today, as currently it indicates a tiny gap down of only 0.2%. So interesting to see post gap down how far does it go down before it bounces back up, because you have to pay attention that this is a major support zone which you're going to be at. So if you break down, then we're going to have a very sharp breakdown. If you hold it, then we have a chance of basically forming a box range around here, which will whipsaw a lot of traders. Banknifty on the other hand is clearly looking bad, as if it breaks this moving average, then we can see a decline occurring. So basically that is all for the indexes. It is quite a simple play, and I have updated all the clients with the levels and how I expect the whole game plan to work today. And due to the data, we did not carry any positions into this thing at all. So thank you for watching, and do like the video and subscribe to the channel.